Good morning, students. Today is our last lecture of chapter number 6. Till now, we have discussed many of life processes in different organisms. Today, we will understand excretion in plants. But in last lecture, what we discussed, just revise it. In last lecture, we have discussed what is excretory system, what is called excretory substances, what is called excretion, and how excretion is done in human beings. In that, we have understood that the excretory organs in human beings, that is a pair of kidney, then ureter, urinary bladder, and by the contraction of urinary bladder, urine is thrown out from the body. Also, we have understood that what is called nephron and how urine is formed in nephron. In that, we have understood that what is called ultrafiltration, and after ultrafiltration, different minerals it will get reabsorbed and the rest of the waste material will be thrown out from the body. That was excretion in human being. Now, in excretion in plant, it's a very easy topic. As we all know that excretion in plants. As we know that the supply of water and supply of food is done by different system in plants. Supply of water it is done by xylem and supply of food it is done by fluid. Now, as there is a transportation of water and nutrients, as there is a transportation, as there is a process of transpiration and translocation, we have also understood that what is called transpiration. Transpiration means removing of water from the aerial part of trees, right? Generally, we know very well that if we talk about leaves, so leaves will have a small pores that is known as stomata, right? Through this stomata, water from the leaves it will release into atmosphere, right? And that process we have called it as transpiration. Also, we understood that the substances, the food, or we can also call it as the photosynthetic products. So that photosynthetic products are transported from one point to another in plants, and that is called translocation. So by the process of transpiration and translocation, there is a supply of water and food, and as we have learned that in process of transpiration, it will provide a transpirationary pull to the water. So water will move from downward direction to upward direction, right? It's only unidirection. It will not come from up to down. But if we talk about food, or if we talk about photosynthetic product, here we can also write it like this. Photosynthetic products. So all these photosynthetic products, they will move in both of the direction, from downward direction to upward also, and from upward to downward also, because it's very simple that if we take a structure of leaf, right, so this leaf will provide food in upward direction also, and it will also give the food in downward direction. So translocation is done in both of the direction, while transpiration is done only in one direction, from roots to top. Okay, now as all this type of physical, physiological and biological process is done, as all this type of biochemical process is done in plant, so simple, it will also create some waste, and the waste which is created in plants, that waste to remove it from plants, that is called excretion in plants. Okay, and how this excretion is done, you all have seen that leaves fall. So why that leaves fall? Simple, as the more and more excretory substances, as the more excretory substances are produced in leaf, right? So if it produces in leaf, so by that leaf it will fall off. So falling off leaf is a proof that in leaves the excretory substance are produced, and that excretory substance will be thrown out by satisfaction of leaf, right? It will be removed from the plant by falling off leaves. So as the leaf fall, all of the excretory substances which is produced during this physiological, biological, biochemical process in plants, as the leaf will fall down, right? So by that leaf, and as we have seen that when leaf fall, its color will be different. It will be not green, right? It will become little bit of a golden color of, or it will be little bit of brownish color. So it is the proof that excretory substance are produced in leaf. Okay. Also, we have seen another byproducts of this excretory. In that we will have gum, resin. See, this gums, resin, that is also one type of excretory substances which is produced in leaf. But we, as an intelligent creature, we are using this gum and resin for different purposes. Okay. So, as the excretion is done in humans, similarly, excretion is done in plants. But see, this excretion is different in comparison to humans. In humans, it doesn't happen that the excretion is done and your hand fall off. Right? It only happens in plant because we have a well developed system. If we will not have a system, then also this may happen that if excretory substance are increased in our body, so any of our organ will fall off. But it will not happen because we have a well developed system. Here, it's a very short question. It can be asked in 2 marks that how excretion is done in plants. So we can write by different biochemical, chemical process, biological process, physical process. By the process of transpiration and translocation, plants will also produce some waste material, and removing of that waste material, that is called excretion in plants. Generally, this removing of waste material is done by falling off leaves, right? So as the leaf will fall off, right, leaf, or we can also leaves, because it is not necessary that only one leaf is falling off, right? So by falling off leaves, the excretory substance will be thrown out from plants. Also, some of the waste it will be given to us as a byproduct of gum and resins. So this way, in our chapter, we have completed our chapter. Now, we will just take out some of the points of the chapter. It will be a summary, it will be a quick summary of the chapter. So be ready for it. So, let's have a quick summary of our chapter number 6, that is life process. First, we have discussed that what is called life process. So the process which is required to maintain life, that will be our life process. In that we have understood about nutrition, respiration, then transportation, excretion. Also there are different other life process like reproduction, right, control, coordination. So all that will be life process. But in this chapter we have understood about this 4 life process main. First, in nutrition, what we understood? We understood about what is called nutrition and what is type of nutrition. In that we have taken autotrophs or autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. In autotrophic, we know there will be different plants, algae, and all will be example of autotrophic nutrition, because generally they used to do photosynthesis process. Right? And what is photosynthesis process? We know with the help of carbon dioxide and water from the atmosphere in presence of chlorophyll and sunlight, plants are preparing their food. Right? So that will be photosynthesis. In heterotrophs, the organism who depends on other. In that we have also understood what is called saprophytic mode of nutrition. Then parasitic mode of nutrition, and then holozoic mode of nutrition. Okay, in holozoic mode of nutrition, we have talked about amoeba, that how nutrition is done in amoeba. Okay, so by the process of diffusion, how amoeba take its food and different steps in nutrition of amoeba we have taken. That first is ingestion. After ingestion it will digest, so that will be digestion. After digestion it will utilize, so that will be assimilation, right? So ingestion, digestion, sorry, after digestion it will be absorb. So ingestion, then digestion, then absorption. After absorbing it will be utilized, so that will be assimilation, and the waste material it is thrown out, so that will be our egestion or excretion. So this way we have understood nutrition in amoeba. After that we have understood human digestive system. In that, first we have taken the digestion in mouth, how digestion in mouth is done by tongue and teeth. What is function of tongue, what is function of teeth? Here we will also have the salivary glands. Right, so teeth, tongue, salivary glands, and what is function of the salivary gland, that also we have understood. As we chew more and more food and more saliva is mixed with our food, then it will become sweet. We know that why it happened. It happens due to enzyme which is amylase. And what amylase will do? Amylase will convert the starch from our food into maltose. And as we all know that O's, wherever we are getting the suffix O's, maltose, sucrose, fructose, right, glucose, so that all will be sweet. So here starch will be converted into maltose, that we have understood in mouth. After mouth, by esophagus, food will go to stomach. Right, here we will have by esophagus, it will move to stomach. In stomach, we have understood there will be secretion of HCl, secretion of pepsin, and secretion of mucus. And all of the functions of this, HCl will kill the bacteria, it will provide the acidic medium, and it will break down the large globules. Pepsin is responsible for digestion of protein. It will activate the pepsinogen, which is responsible for digestion of protein, and mucus will protect our stomach wall from more secretion of HCl. After stomach, we have understood what is called small intestine. Only the name is small intestine, but it's the largest part of our alimentary canal. And we also understood at that time that why it is called small intestine. It is due to its width. Its width is small. Its length is big, but its width is small. So it is called small intestine. Generally here, absorption of nutrients will take place. And here we have understood about different type of other glands, other organs like liver. From liver, bile juice will be secreted. Bile juice will provide us the basic medium. Okay. Also, we will have pancreas. So from that pancreas, the pancreatic juice like amylase, trypsin, and lipase will secreted. Functions of amylase, trypsin, and lipase we have understood, right? So absorption, and one more thing, in small intestine we will have finger-like structure which is called villi, and it is responsible for absorption of nutrients. After small intestine, we moved to large intestine, and this large intestine is responsible for reabsorption. Right, the food which comes from small intestine to large intestine, maximum of water will be absorbed in large intestine, and by large intestine, that food will be thrown out from our body through anus. One more most important 1 marks of question, that between this stomach and small intestine, who is regulating the food, right? So in that we will consider sphincter muscles. So that is also one of the most important questions. So this way we have understood the digestive system in human beings, right? So okay, so after digestion in human being, we move to respiration. In that we understood that what is called aerobic respiration and what is called anaerobic respiration. In this we also understood that how breakdown of glucose is done in aerobic respiration and how the breakdown of glucose is done in anaerobic respiration and how much energy we are getting through it, right? Also we have understood that in anaerobic respiration there will be a medium of plant and there will be a medium of animals, right? So according to that the energy which is getting in anaerobic respiration that may be different, right? So you can go throughout the videos and you can again revise that what is aerobic and what is anaerobic respiration and breakdown of glucose. After this we move to respiratory system, right? In respiratory system of human we have discussed about different respiratory organs and how respiration is done by contraction and expansion of diaphragm, how oxygen and carbon dioxide enters into our body and removed from our body, that also we discussed. How inhalation and exhalation is done in our body and what is function of diaphragm and all of the respiratory organ that we have discussed in humans respiratory system. After respiratory system we have discussed about transportation in humans and also different organisms and transportation in plants. In transportation in humans we have discussed about human heart and how it is where it is located, what is structure of it and how it will function, right? How it is connected with our body, how it is connected with lungs, how the purified blood and impure blood is circulated with the help of heart, that also we understood. In transportation in plants we have understood about xylem and phloem, and in that we understood about transpiration and translocation. Okay, so this way the process of transpiration and translocation is also understood by us. And as we see, that nutrition, then respiration, then transportation, and at last we understood about excretion. So how excretion is done? In that we understood about excretion in humans and excretion in plants. Today first we have discussed about excretion in plants. In last lecture we have discussed about how excretion is done in humans, right? So for that we will have an excretory system, as we discussed earlier in the starting of the lecture, that we will have a pair of kidney, pair of ureter, urine which is produced in kidney, it will be collected into urinary bladder. By the contraction of urinary bladder, urine will be thrown out from due to urethra, right? So the high pressure in urinary bladder, it will contrast, urinary bladder will contrast and the urine will be thrown out from the body through urethra, right? So excretion in plants and excretion in humans also we have discussed. In excretion in humans, as earlier we discussed, that there will be first ultrafiltration. The filtration is done in Bowman's capsule due to glomerulus, right, at high pressure, so that will be ultrafiltration. After ultrafiltration it will pass from the Henley's loop, right, and into collective duct. So in that process there will be reabsorption. So ultrafiltration, then reabsorption, and it will be stored into urinary bladder. By contraction of urinary bladder, it will be thrown out from the body. So as we discussed nutrition, respiration, transportation, and excretion mainly in this chapter, right? Chapter is very interesting, very easy. We just require a practice, and for that we will also provide the revision video of chapter number 6.